Hello, my name is Alun, and today I am. I'll start again. My name is Alun. My pronouns are he, him, and I am facilitating the finale of a short series of Grimwild using the Gaelenvale module from Oddity Press as a scaffold for some of this stuff, and a bit of Nevermore, both of which are great modules, actually. Um, and this game was organized as part of the Open Hearth Gaming Community's monthly calendar. If you don't know about Open Hearth, please do type Open Hearth Gaming Community into your search engine and come play with us because we have quite a nice table culture, I think. And we are able to play with people from around the world. Today I'm in the UK. We have somebody in Germany and two in the US. So where else are you going to get a table like that? So, with that in mind, I will just remind everyone that we're playing with safety tools and within the community code of conduct. But beyond that, it's a finale. I want to get on. So, our characters, we left them in something of a face-off in the market square of Gaelenvale as the week-long Great Trade market was being dismantled as merchants decided that perhaps they might want to leave a little early. Um, and that developed in something of a confrontation between the arrival of some raiders from up in the hills who have, whether they've been instigating the instability or just taking advantage of the instability, we don't know. But they are well ahead in terms of taking control of Gaelenvale compared to either of the mayoral candidates who've put their hat in the ring to lead Gaelenvale into its future. And our players have done some work to help one of those and try to get in the way of the other. But on top of that, we've had an explosion of activity by disciples of the dark, these cultists seeking to cause the rising of Voletha, a dark spirit from the past about which nothing good is said. Um, and I think I am right in saying, and I'll ask the players to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, well, no, actually, let's do this properly. Previously on Grimwild Gaelenvale, um, Robbie, do you want to tell us something about Valeria or something about the situation last time? Then I'll award you a spark.
Yeah, well, Valeria had done some investigation in a section of town that we had not been in previously, but she had a vision that um, the you know she had a vision that the disciples of the dark were still in the city, and that specifically. Um, when she kind of evaluated her vision and evaluated like what she was seeing around the city, that this was in a more rundown part of the city. But she for her background as a commoner, right, that this was actually kind of seemed like the part of the city that she would belong to, and so she went there, struck up a conversation with a trash collector, and kind of found out that there was a kind of a new resident at one of the buildings, and not just a new resident, but a new resident. The trash collector had a piece of parchment that had kind of cryptic symbols on it that thought was kind of odd, and so to make a long story short, Valeria kind of investigated this, kind of did confirm that yes, indeed. Uh, the disciples of the dark were in this building, and she was trying to get some additional information about that. Had been told by Sir Windemer to make sure that she didn't, kind of stir things up too much. So she was trying to adhere to that, but also trying to do some effective surveillance. Um, Unfortunately, things got a little bit dicey for her, and she she was kind of forced to I guess make some more athletic type moves, which are not necessarily the strong suit for Valeria. Although I think was doing this, partly because her patron is all about collecting knowledge, getting at the truth, and so she was kind of attempting to be true to her patron's, kind of impulse. And Valeria herself is a very curious type of person, but she has found herself somewhat what she's still alive, but a little bit battered up. She tried to kind of make a jump across some of the rooftops that did not go entirely as planned, and she kind of went plummeting down to the ground, and so now is battered, and I think is was kind of working her way back then with the information that she does have to kind of convene with her fellow adventurers and kind of try to assess the situation.
And I think ran into the sorceress disciple, but conned him and avoided him. So as far as
Yeah.
I know, you are on your way back to the market square, if you haven't arrived yet. So Windermere, high points or low points for Windermere last time? Oh, Valeria earns a spark for that.
Yeah, with Sir Windermere, I think we see that point where he's trying to warn the merchant that he's in danger, and of course he opens the scroll and the sigils burn through his face and head. And I give chase to the mysterious figure of the uh was it the priestess? No, no, it was
No,
the
it was
mage
it
with
was
detect
it was the
magic.
mage. In fact, the one that Valeria subsequently
Right.
encountered. Yes,
Only to
we
run into
we
the
we
guy
the
with
audience know that.
right, right. And then Sir Windermere runs into the guy with the scimitar. They fight, and finally he gets stabbed by the priestess, uh, who gets chased by the mob. But I get to her. I manage to cut her off and uh, just command her to leave and convince her to, in her best interest, to leave Gaelenvale alone.
And as far as we know, that is what she has done. Yeah. And you too are looking fairly battered. Both you and Valeria are bloodied, which adds a thorn to any of your activities. And you've got agility is also currently marked. So your next roll with agility will be with two thorns, but after that, agility will clear, but bloodied won't without a bit of help. Um,
I I do have a move that says I don't take thorns
oh,
from being
go on,
bloodied.
go on.
Yeah,
Well, fair enough. Remind me of that when
one
the time
second.
comes, because otherwise I
Okay,
will put him in the roll.
cool.
And Zena, what about Merle the balladeer, our bard? Earn a spark for that, Sir Windermere. What about Merle, Zena?
Yeah, if I guess in the previously on we see Merle sort of bursting into the middle of the scene as Sir Windermere is being stabbed, then probably looking slightly puzzled as to what to do with all of this action going on that they're not so good at. And then, bursting into song. And it probably cuts from there to Merle on top of a horse, riding in front of these robbers and bandits, as if, I don't know, imitating a military leader or something, but singing a very different song of, what was it? Trying to, what's it called? Conjure up affection, mutual affection between the different parties.
And that led to a significant number of the bandits changing sides, I think.
Oh yes, there was a very lucky die roll.
Yeah, those 8 dice worth of bandits became 1 dice of bandit, and their leader, Izoria. So you two can earn a spark for that. Um, so that is where we find ourselves, a face-off between Azoria and her remaining bandit, the townspeople. But I think the final bit of previously on is we saw Ira Del Rain, the farmer candidate for mayor, joining Xena and encouraging the townspeople to hold their nerve. But then we got the other candidate, Leif Graxon, the local kind of landowner, who the I think it's fair to say that the player characters have not warmed to. He appears on the steps of the temple behind the townspeople and is trying to convince the bandits that he can offer them enormous opportunities if they will back him, like the bad guy he is. So that I think is where we find ourselves. All I'm going to Robbie, unless you've got an alternative, I'm going to have Valeria arrive into the market square just so all of you are seeing the same thing. Is that okay? Fine. Oh, and can you edit your
Oh,
windows? Because then won't have to keep looking over there. So yes, all three of you are there, and there is this kind of pregnant pause where Azoria is wondering whether to take Leif Graxon's offer, and Leif Graxon is whistling up his mercenaries. Let's see how many of them crop up. 5 dice, the Graxon mercenaries.
oh,
Go
just
on.
one thing. I wanted to just mention still that I think Merle's last thing was singing that other song that at least made the
Embarrasses Graxon.
townspeople not really
Yes.
fall for his
Yeah.
stuff that
No,
much.
I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah.
So his mercenaries are there, and we also need to bear in mind that the town watch under your fan, because you have a fan in the shape of Annika Giffard, the
Mhm.
competent ex-mercenary. So that's Annika. And the town watch, how many of those uh, are available? 6 dice of the town watch. So we've got quite a lot of parties at play here. And your attention drifts to Azoria. You're looking at what the bandits are going to do. You're looking at what the townspeople are going to do. Over there is Graxon. Over here are you lot and them. And then Graxon looks into the church, the Temple of Korlita, the local goddess. Um, and you see him backing away from the door and stumbling down the steps. Merle, I think your attention is on the bandits at the moment. Valeria has just arrived back. Sir Windermere, what, if anything, do you do when you see Graxon kind of stumbling down the steps away from the temple doors?
I run up to protect him, I guess.
Because you're a
Yeah,
paladin,
I
yeah.
am.
Good example is always a good thing to see. What do you do when coming out of the temple, you see Brother Odell, the priest that you last saw hung upside down by his ankles from his own bell tower, with his throat cut?
How is he looking? Zombie-like or
He's
more?
looking dead. There's a gaping wound in his throat. His eyes are a milky white, and there is a distinct stumble about him.
Right. So yeah, then I the shield's up, shield out, sword up. Uh,
And that I think is the point, Valeria, when you kind of burst in through an alleyway to the market square. You've been observing, and then you come in. You pass a body dressed in black, the way that both Lidi and the dark disciple sorcerer were dressed. What, if anything, do you do?
You say I pass
Well,
somebody.
you come in and he's lying there dead where Sir Windermere left him.
Um, um, I think Valeria's first response, and does Valeria also see that figure coming out of
I
the?
think that she does.
Um, I think what Valeria is going to do is, I guess I have that figure, and I mean, Valeria, kind of gets down and starts kind of examining that figure, um, and I think is going to take the kind of cloak, take that kind of black, kind of is going to take that,
What do you
for
do
herself.
when the body grabs you?
Oh, it grabs me.
Yeah,
Um,
you lean down to try and take the cloak away, and it lunges
okay.
at you. Well, don't
Um,
tell me yet. I'll come back to you. Um,
okay.
Merle, someone at the back of the townspeople crowd screams,
Hmm.
and your attention is drawn to behind you, and there you can see Brother Odell, who's dead.
Behind me. Wait. Okay,
Well,
I had
the,
another.
the temple is back there on the other side of the market square.
All right.
Yeah, you and the townspeople are here.
Mm,
And on the opposite side of that, nearest the gate to the town, is Oria and the bad guys,
okay.
or the bad guy. Um, but Brother Odell is definitely dead.
And
Um,
now he's walking again.
yeah, and then you notice Annika Giffard and the town watch uh, fall back away from the watch house and form a semicircle facing the watch house.
The watch house.
Yes,
What's happened there?
the bodies of Lidi, the bric-a-brac seller who was killed by death magic in Sir Windermere's presence,
Oh,
and Ellis the trader who was poisoned, stumble out of the watch house where the bodies have been stored pending burial.
fine.
Um, and the watch is kind of holding the line there. What do you do, Merle?
Good question. I wasn't considering spending a story point already this early, but I might, but I don't know. Let me think for a moment.
Okay,
Um,
well, you think about that. I will
yeah.
come back to Sir Windermere, who's had most time to think about it. So yeah, Odell has stumbled out of the church, where he was laid out in some kind of respectful state, and is kind of coming towards Leif Graxon and now you. So Windermere, what do you do?
I will say, Brother Odell, if that is you, speak now. Or if you are some dark force animating him, reveal yourself.
And Brother goes, and is stumbling down the steps towards you. And Graxon and is calling his mercenaries over. Protect me, form a line.
Am I aware of the other dead bodies?
I think
Um,
I'm prepared to have you kind of glance to your right and see Annika forming a defensive line against three of them. Um, and maybe it's a bit more difficult for you to catch sight of Valeria at the alley where you left a dead disciple.
I'm gonna leave his bodyguards to guard his body, and I'm gonna help the other, the other
Okay.
less, yeah.
Do you want to unleash a quip as you leave him?
I say, I hope your men are worth the money you've paid them, and I'm gonna,
And
yeah.
where are you racing towards Annika and the town watch, or towards Robbie, who is coming out of the struggling with the disciple? Which one do you want to run to, or do you run back
Oh,
towards Merle?
uh, Merle, are you facing any? Yeah, your Annika's with you, right?
No,
Uh,
Annika's over there, and Merle is ahead of you now, Windermere, as you turn away from the temple.
And is Merle dealing with any zombies at the moment?
No.
no, I'm just
Okay,
watching them, being
okay.
indecisive.
I'm gonna help Valeria then.
So, Valeria, as I say, grabbed you and kind of is wrestling with you in that alleyway entrance. What do you do?
Um, I'm I'm kind of battered up, but I think maybe because I'm kind of being grappled now, I think maybe I'm gonna you know I'll attempt my weaponry, my new weaponry here,
Okay.
my eldritch weaponry.
Okay, so you've got it. I mean, the dreamer, Brexa, your patron, we've described as this kind of kaleidoscopic blur.
Yeah.
Um, do you want to tell me how this kaleidoscopic blur that you can kind of cantrip up? How are you using it as a weapon?
Um, I'm using it as a um I think with this, I'm using it as a kind of defensive weapon that like you know I pull out I don't know that I had if I care I do I carry a
Because once you talked about kaleidoscopic, I
yeah yeah
immediately conjured up in my mind Miss Marvel or Ms. Marvel, who's able to conjure up these kind of solid pieces of kaleidoscopic stuff.
yeah I mean yeah and I think what happens is like just as I'm um opposing this figure, yeah, you see a kind of emerging like from her hands, this kind of kaleidoscopic blur that is, and it's directed particularly towards the eyes of the figure that I'm engaged with, and is gonna kind of lead to, if successful lead to a kind of confusion, right? Of not being able to kind of determine where I actually am because it's going to be a kind of whirl of kind of multicolored, pixels just kind of dancing around.
Okay, well, I'm going to treat that as an attack on
Hmm.
them, right? I mean, it sounds defensive, but I think you're wanting to
Yep.
have an effect on them.
Right.
And I am going to invoke one thorn. Oh no, not the individual zombies. No, I won't. Yeah, let's have you roll. I mean, I think that is presence of mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
I
presence.
see. Yeah, I see that this would be more of a kind of presence type weaponry
Yeah.
that's kind of messing with their vision, their sense of reality.
Okay, and I think your presence is 3 dice with no thorns, so roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Uh, Supplemented with spark if you want to take that opportunity now, or
Um, let's go with I think I might want to reserve. I
yeah,
have
fair
a
enough.
feeling that this is not the only opponent that I'll be engaged in. So all right.
Oh, that looks like a 6 to me.
It,
Or is it cocked at 5? Oh, it's
two
cocked at
yeah, two fives and a one.
yeah. So on a 5, fine. You hurt it, um, and it immediately collapses in a heap. Individual zombies, it appears, are not terribly potent.
Hmm.
Um, the only thing I think that I'm going to just take suspense as the mixed success bit of that, which I've moved onto the Valetha tab just to have it in the same place. Um, uh, Windermere, you arrive, kind of bounding across to see this kind of slumped figure. Um, and looking back at Leaf Graxon, you can see that his bodyguards, his mercenaries, have dispatched Brother Odell. Um, Merle, what about you?
Did I see that? Did I
Hmm.
see the impact of Valeria
Yeah.
on, yeah. Um, well, then I do think it might be time to sing a song.
Go on. What kind of song do you want to sing?
Oh goodness, this is ridiculous. Um, okay, it will be, what is it? A, am I still on my horse? I feel like I probably
Yeah,
never got off.
no, no, nobody told me you got off.
Yeah, no. So that's great because that means I can maybe, project my voice a bit further. Um, it shall be a is it a rousing? Yes, I think it is a rousing anthem of none of these work. So um I'm sure I can just make up a different one of
Yeah, yeah,
courage.
yeah.
Um, yeah, rousing anthem of courage. That sort of how do you say? Mm, picks up on the fact that these individual zombies aren't all that powerful, and we are strong together. La la la. Don't let them um, make you cower in fear. Da da da, and sort of stand together and
Yeah.
come on.
Who's your target?
Well, I mean, it is really the town square, right? It's like the people that are currently just probably
Right. So
stunned in fear.
you're not wanting to bolster the courage of the bandits or the mercenaries.
No, I mean, it's just like, I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that neither the bandits nor the mercenaries would like to get attacked by zombies either. So it's also this sort of like, hey, there's a common enemy that currently is much more important
Oh,
to focus
okay.
on.
Okay. Okay. Let's have you
Like,
roll with presence then to see whether that has some joy.
yeah. So how much is that? That's three. Eh, Is it three? Am I
Three,
correct?
yeah, well, I'm not looking at
Yeah.
your sheet.
Yeah, yeah,
But
no, no,
yeah.
no. Yeah, it's okay. Let's see.
Mixed success. I
Yeah.
will take suspense as the mixed success bit of it. But yeah, that's sinews are stiffened. No one runs away, and when Annika sees what has happened to one side of her, where that side of the market square where Graxon's mercenaries have taken down Brother Odell, she advances with the town watch, and they dispatch all three of the zombies that emerged from the watch house. Um, what do you do next? Because Merle appears to have achieved some kind of sense of we might have a greater enemy than each other. So what? So Windermere, how do you exploit that moment of we might have more in common against a common enemy? Because you're the closest thing we have to a military genius here. Um,
I'll go.
unless somebody else has chosen a wise related to that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Ow. Um,
No, I'm going to leave it to the paladin. Go ahead, paladin. What? How do you exploit this moment that Merle has created?
The bandit leader. Her name is Azuria.
Isoria, Azoria.
Azuria. Yeah, I address from across the wherever I am, so that everyone can hear. Like you came here to take the city, but you can see that a dark power is toying with Gaelenvale. Even if you took this town, you would have to contend with it. Will you not join forces with us to defeat a common foe?
And I think I was going to make you roll for this, but I don't think I will because I think that you hear screaming from the town gates, and that and then a young kid stumbles into the gate and says, "They're clambering out of the cemeteries." And I think that probably moves Izoria not to think that she thinks she can take you, but she's not sure she can take the townspeople, even with Graxon's mercenaries. But if more of these things are clambering out of the ground, that sounds like an issue. Merle, you were scrambling to look at your wises when I cut you off there.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure. I also realized that I chose some that other people already have in their backgrounds.
Oh, right.
So I don't know. I mean, obviously everybody's free to spend their story points whichever way, but that still seems a bit silly. Um,
Okay.
so because I had like crowd behaviors, and I thought that could also be um, what's it called? Part of directing crowds or trying to help with that sort of thing. But I think our paladin also
He
knows about that
does. He does. He
stuff,
does. He does.
and he's also got plenty of stories. So if you don't mind, I
No,
might
no. I,
change it.
I'm open to changes. Um, uh, but Valeria, what are you doing with this development?
Um, I think Valeria's, I mean, obviously convinced that there are much bigger problems, you know, in this town than simply, debating who's going to be the next mayor, of the city. Um, I think, I mean, Valeria's most interested now in, you know, where is the source of, you know, necromantic power that is kind of leading to this. And I think for that, she'll, after this zombie that I was engaged with collapses, she continues to kind of take the black robe off of it, and she's gonna, she'll say, Sir Windermere, I'm going to find the source of this evil power. I'll be right back. But she's going to go off to the side and try, with that robe to assist in a kind of vision that she might be able to get as to where the source of this kind of power is that's kind of causing all of these dead beings to rise.
I think that what I'll have is Annika uh, in conversation. We'll see Annika in conversation, slightly kind of tense conversation, perhaps mediated by Merle with Graxon, Izoria, um, and her, and Merle perhaps as representing the townspeople. But Annika is an experienced mercenary, and she's suggesting, look, we need to get to the gates. We need to make sure that they can't get into the town. Um,
Um,
Merle,
I thought this might be a good point to spend a story point, though.
go on.
So, if you, I don't know, I mean, let me maybe, can I workshop part of this,
Oh, of
if
course you
that's
can.
okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I think, so I chose ancient histories instead of crowd behavior. And I think, well, Merle remembers, probably what they've learned in song, even, about this ancient story of another, town that has, like long, long time ago has faced a similar problem
Mhm.
and managed to defeat this undead enemy and their conjurers. And, sure, some of this is probably lore and da da da, but there's always a kernel of truth in there. And remembering the sort of tactics and what is the most important part about it. Now, here's my question. How do we workshop how that actually happened? I believe
Well,
that, yes, finding the source and obviously eliminating the source, as Valeria is trying to do, is part of it, but also in the acute moment of
mhm.
being attacked, what's the best, what do we think is
Okay.
the best way to,
Then you spend the story.
yeah,
And I think that I will simply tell you. I don't think. Well, no, let's have a story roll because we ought to,
yeah.
shouldn't we? So
So
do you get can you? How does this move influence your story roll?
So I know that I get one extra
Right.
plus 1d on any story rolls
Okay.
pertaining to what I
Right.
know or story details I add.
Fine. So I've put that story tick there, so you can erase that extra story tick.
I
Next,
have.
yeah. Um, no, the one that's up with Bardic
Oh,
Law.
wait.
That's your extra one.
Oh, so I started with 2?
Yeah, you must have done.
Oh, okay. Well, then I shall take that one away. Yes.
Okay. And your what was going to be a 2D story roll becomes a 3D story roll because you know about this stuff. Roll 3 dice and let's see how good a defense you can come up with or option. Oh, perfect! A pair of sixes. A pair of sixes is as good as it gets. Ignore cuts, choose greater or secondary effect, or set up a follow-up. I think that the core of this is the undead, zombies, crawling remains of dead people, whatever they might be, as individuals, are not difficult. A successful hit kills, um, usually around the head. But as a group, they are a significant risk. So the best defense is a barrier, which
And
shouts
pick
at
them
you,
off from
"The
above.
gate," and pick them off from above.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is about get that gate barred and keep them from either clambering over or through the town walls. Yeah. And remember you have a follow-up in relation to the zombie horde. Because there's generations of dead clawing their way out of the cemetery beyond the town walls. So there are going to be hundreds of these, at least.
So what does follow-up mean again? Can you
It
remind
it
me?
it means that you have in effect a bonus D6 to dispense. Yeah,
Okay.
a follow-up is a working together. Follow-up after a previous action, the PC following up assists without any risk. So in anything to do with defense against the zombies, there's an extra D6 at play that you can throw into the mix without putting yourself at risk.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
So Annika is getting people organized on your advice, and Isoria and everyone really is going from the market square. Yeah. We know that Valeria wants to do something, but I did wonder, Valeria and Windemer, whether you wanted to do anything about that bloodied status. Because you are both, I think, currently bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible in game to do something about that. Now, we don't have any healing salves in play or anything like that, but what it says on the damage tab is treatment of harm, blah, blah, blah. This requires time, tools, and expertise, and always requires an action roll. On a messy, recover, but other problems arise. Left with a mark, lesser condition, whatever. On a grim, the situation gets worse rather than better. So you would be making a 2D story roll to treat yourselves.
Can I also help with I can help with clearing marks. No,
Oh,
marks
go
is
on,
something
go on.
different. I don't know.
Well,
I can't
yeah,
remember.
marks are the ones under a brawn agility,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
But
Yeah.
but I could assist without risk by singing a melody, and I feel like it makes sense because I also have herbal properties, signs of ailments, knowledge
There
anyway.
you go. So I think Merle is well placed to provide some treatment.
Like if it has to be an action roll, right? I could
It
still
does.
assist with my melodies.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be a story roll.
Oh, okay.
And does that bardic law on any rolls pertaining to what you know or story? So, given that you have signs of ailments and
Mhm.
herbal properties, that would turn what would be a 2D story roll for them into a 3D story roll for you without
Sure.
spending story.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Windermere, yours is about the fact that the disciples priestess stabbed you in the side,
Yeah.
and drew blood, and Valeria, you just fell a couple of stories.
Yes.
Materialized out of
When a drain pipe
cloud
gave
of
way.
dust.
Yeah. So Merle, let's have you treat Windemer's knife wound.
Okay, so then it's not an assist, therefore I'm not singing any melodies,
I
correct?
mean, you can sing a melody and assist yourself if that works,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's a bit weird. Um,
without a roll to clear them
I mean,
off.
I'm happy to
Assist with
keep
it.
them in my back pocket if this already is established enough for this.
I think that probably. Oh, and by the way, your melodies have gone up by
Because,
one because you're
oh,
third level. So I put a fourth one in. Assist is to do something for somebody else. So I think it makes much more sense for you to get your healing herbs
exactly.
out and do some work. So three
Oh
dice.
yeah, also I think the other one is without a roll, so that doesn't make any sense. Okay,
No,
so it's just a different situation. Cool.
yeah,
3d6.
a five.
And there's a 5. Well,
Okay, so Windermere, you can get rid of bloodied.
Great. Thank
But
you.
can you write in to your conditions stiff, right? Because where that wound is, you need to be careful that you don't kind of displace the altis that Merle has placed on it. Um,
Okay.
what about Valeria, Merle?
am I doing the same thing again then?
Yeah,
Oh, let's see. How long is this going to take? Ah, there we go.
there we go. Same again, Valeria. You can clear bloodied, but I think under conditions, would you make a note of limp? Yeah. And those are non-specific factors I can add a thorn for if I think that they're relevant. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
So go on, Bill.
just quick question briefly. You said I get another melody. Does it also mean I get another bard song? Because it says plus one
Um,
bard song,
oh yeah, you
plus one
do. You
melody
do, you
per
do, you
3
do.
levels.
Yeah.
Oh, grand.
Um,
Well, cool.
so hang on, I'll copy that over because they become dark like that. There we go. So you've got four bard songs now.
Yes, but I've spent one, so.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. Okay. So it is a minute to the hour. I'm going to suggest we take our first break as
Oh,
as as
wow.
bodies are bound up, and then we come back to see what Valeria can discover, and where that takes us. So I'll see you in 10 minutes. Back from our commercial break, and Merle having helped Valeria and Sir Windermere recover from their wounds. And Valeria, I think you were interested in trying to work out where is the necromantic power that's driving this coming from.
Right. Yeah. And I think, Valeria, when she tries a vision, always wants like an object that seems to be related. And in this case, it's the cloak of that zombie that I ultimately was successful in removing. And so she goes off to she has to put herself in a kind of daydream like state when this happens. So she kind of finds a place, and she's holding that cloak of the zombie that I had just encountered, and she's going to put herself into that kind of dreamlike state, which is in tune with Brexta, the dreaming god, and or patron, and wants to know. Okay, we've got zombies appearing, coming out of the temple. What this one was in the crowd. Now we've got zombies coming out of the cemetery outside the gates. I want to know like where is the source that is causing all of this.
Okay, so
Where's the
let's have
origin?
you roll presence to ask your patron for forbidden knowledge. And the specific question is, where is the necromantic power
Yeah,
centered? Yeah?
right. And I think this one probably is worth spending my spark on. Um, Seems like yeah, having a good roll here would be very useful. So I'll go ahead and spend the spark. So that'll
Would you
give me
like an
4.
assist?
Oh, because a melody might help put you in that dreamlike state, mightn't it?
Yeah. Hmm.
Happy to spend them as mine. I feel like I've never really used the melodies enough
No.
anyway before, so I may as
Uh-huh.
well if this is an
And
important
this
role.
could be a gentle serenade of calm.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
does that alter your spending of spark, Robbie, or do you want both the plus D6 from Merle and the spark that you could spend yourself?
I think I'd still will spend the spark. I'll just,
5 dice.
hmm
cool.
As
I'm
as any
taking.
as any GM worth their salt would say at this point, what could go wrong?
Ah, 5 ones.
Yeah, so I have five, with that gentle melody playing in the air.
A little lullaby from the olden days.
Then I
6.
did get a six, yeah.
Not double six, but still a 6. So on a 6, no downside to this, no test of Brexter's patience. You get a very as clear an answer as you could get for this. Um, I'm last time we had this vision of from the point of view of the disciples that you were able to work out, yeah,
Hmm.
through this slightly kaleidoscopic view. And I guess that we spend the same special effects budget on this one. Um, you see you're in a large stone space. Um, Light filters in from what looks like a cupola in the roof. Um, and there is an altar there. Um, that's as non-cryptic as I can get.
Does it look like the stone is is it smooth or does it look more like a
It
kind of
looks like
cave?
dressed stone. This is a building. This is the inside of a large building
Hmm.
with this kind of spire strokes cupola through which light is coming down.
Yeah. So I think with that, coming out of this, um, I am not, a native inhabitant of this place, but I would go on and tell, Merle, Sir Windermere, I I I the place we're looking for is a large stone building. Um, we need to find out like what places around here would match that. I mean, it looks like a quite a very, I mean, prominent, right? It would have to be a prominent building with a big kind of dome-like shape, with a
I, yeah, I look up. What's the tallest that we can see?
Well, both you and Valeria have been into the Church of Korlita.
Okay.
And there's that blinding moment of understanding that is what you just saw, Valeria, was the inside of that temple
that
there.
temple.
That cupola where you made your way up to try
Yeah.
and get some bearings.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously we need to keep the zombies at bay, but I think the heart of our problem is there.
Well, if I can explain how I intend to keep the zombies at bay. Um, if you go to the Voletha tab, you see that I've set up a zombie horde with a series of dice pools, and I've set up dice pools for Annika's Watch, Graxton's Mercs, the Raiders, because some of the Raiders have now gone back to join Isoria. And of course, there's Annika and Isoria themselves. And what I'm going to ask you to do at intervals is allocate a number of dice from across the pools available to see whether you can begin to hold back the zombie horde. But over time, that zombie horde will get bigger. So at the moment, it is a 4 dice pool. It will become a 6 dice pool and then an 8 dice pool. Um, unless you can somehow interrupt the rising. because I think the way I'm reading this is that a rising of the dead has been triggered and is now going to run its course. So it will become an 8 dice horde unless you can somehow interrupt its process. Yeah? Which plays back into Valeria's point that you kind of need to hit the source, not the symptom. Yeah?
Mhm.
Now, of course, any one of you can go back and join the fight on the walls, but Valeria seems to be saying that that this is not your principal value here. What do you think, Merle?
Mm. Ooh, I'm torn. Well, only because I'm thinking that Merle's capabilities seem to be better at influencing crowds and helping out there. But also, I feel like most of the other things, like the assisting things and stuff, would require me to be actually where my
Uh,
other um,
I think
allies
certainly
are.
if the actor who's playing Merle expects to be brought back for series 2, they're going to need to be in at the kill, so to
Yeah, so I
speak.
guess Merle's coming with you and hoping that all the lore that they have imp I don't know, something imparted on Annika and them like will be enough to for them to sort this out. 'Cause, I mean, obviously they are the fighters. Merle isn't, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. That works for me. I just need to make a note of this. Uh, I just want to remind myself that my zombie horde is unrelenting. There we go.
Ah, what a
Okay.
nice word.
Okay. So with all that in mind, what do we see you doing? I mean, I'm going to put Sir Windermere on point. If nothing else, he has a shield. So it looks like Valeria is pointing you at the Temple of Korlita, Sir Windermere.
Right. Um,
What would Aridane want you to do?
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm torn as well, much like Merle. But I mean, wisdom says to go after the source. Um, but it also feels like I'm abandoning people. Uh, do you think this warrants a violation in tenet?
Um,
One of my tenets?
Faith to the people because of caring, wisdom
Yeah.
to the leaders because of trait vulnerable, inspiration to the powerless, as I too was inspired to be more than I was. Um, it's no more than a minor violation, I think. Even in the best, if you were ignoring them to go and have a drink, that would be a major violation, I think.
Right.
This is at most a minor, and I have to say that you're, I think, seeking to halt the rising of the dead
Mm.
might be a good thing for the powerless, whether you're on sight on the wall or with these two. So I no, I don't think it is. The more I think it through, I don't think it's a violation of your tenant.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, if the zombies break in to the town
You can
and
always run to the rescue.
you will need to go rescue, won't you?
Yes, yes.
So,
Cool.
so Windermere, I'm seeing you at the doors to the temple, which are open because Brother Odell, who is lying there, dead for a second time at the foot of the steps.
I will grab that. The kid that warned us about the gates were breaking in. I tell him to send a message to Annika so that she knows where we are and what we're doing, so that at least, yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will lead the charge.
Yes, torn between move. Yes, that's true. So in you go. And as I say, it's dark apart from the light that's coming down into the center of the temple from the cupola where there's a bell, as I remember. Um, and you went up there through a door in the side that took you up to the roof and along to the cupola. But there are, I guess there are pews, places for people to sit. Um, and I think I'm going to opt for a circular area at the bottom, um, where the altar is. Um, and it looks much as it did when you were in here with Valeria before, Windermere. What do I see you doing?
I'm sorry, was that for Windermere or for Valeria?
Yes, because you've taken
Oh,
the point.
uh, so do cantrips need a roll? Um, I'm trying to read that.
Just a basic cantrip, I don't think needs a roll, right?
No, no,
Oh, okay, yeah.
you can conjure light. That's a cantrip.
Yeah, so I think this is the first time where I have my sword, I have my shield out and it glows.
Ooh, the glowing
And
shield cantrip.
I didn't even call for it. I think this is my God's signal to me that I've leveled up
You've
and
done the
can
right
cast
thing.
spells.
You've done the right
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, okay. Um, um, and there is the light kind of penetrates down the aisle towards the circular
Okay.
sanctum, if you will, at the bottom end of the temple. Um, and it kind of illuminates most, as you know, as you kind of look around, it illuminates most of this columned uh, place of worship. Um, but there is a dark area at the center of the altar, which it's all, you kind of try, it's quite a distance away, but you feel as though you should be able to see something, and yet it seems to be a dark area that the light doesn't penetrate.
Yeah. I pointed out to my compatriots and
Yeah,
start heading.
Merle, what do you make of that?
Feel like this is going to be pointing out the obvious. Oh, okay. I guess we need to bring the light to this area. I don't know what else.
Okay, okay. Um, and so Windermere, I think that seems to be a sign that you should proceed down the main aisle towards this. Valeria, are you following on?
I think actually what Valeria is going to do is I think she will go into her otherworldly form,
Oh,
and actually once in that form is not gonna go directly with down the main aisle with Sir Windermere, but try to flank around. Um, you know,
okay,
she's kind of getting a sense that right, that may be the source. And it seems like it would be most fixated on Windermere if it was that going into that otherworldly form and flanking it might put me in a more advantageous position if
okay,
did that.
okay. I like that. Um, I think I'm going to spend a suspense. Oh, sorry, I get two for entering a new location, so I'll spend one of those two. If you look at the Valetha tab, you'll get some idea of what Valetha is capable of. Um, uh, the separate boxes are in sequence. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is the will of oblivion. She has the capacity to resist magic, and also to exhibit some mind control. Um, and her active weapons, if you will, are Call of Death and Summon Undead, which are the ones that she's already sent. The Summon Undead it explains what's going on. Um, but as long as she remains a presence here, those undead will keep coming.
Mhm.
And you're going to have to knock down the 4 dice pool of Will of Oblivion before you can get to the Cloak of Laceration. The 6 dice of that you'll have to overcome before you can get the Crushing Coils. And only when you begin to erode Gravestone Heart can you drive her away. Yeah?
Not bad.
So, I think then as you approach, I think Sir Windermere is the obvious target for this, as he is both visible and has a glowing shield at the front. So I think I want you to defend against the call of death. Yeah, she is going to assault you with the call of death. So this is a defense. I think it's probably, well, you tell me, I think it's wit or brawn. It's either physical resistance or, mental resistance. Which one do you want to go with?
We'll go with wit.
And because she has this capacity for mind control, I will just spend my suspense to activate this attack. I think that you're going to put a thorn in there.
All right.
Yeah,
Is the T, is that what that stands
that's
for?
what that
Plus
thorn
one
is. Yeah,
T. Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't remember what the word was.
So, take your pick, brawn or wit.
Right. We'll go with wit.
Okay.
Um, and uh, I'll use the oath sworn for the smite, but I guess I
Okay.
have to roll first, right?
You do. You do. You have to resist.
Okay. And wow, yeah. I will use a spark. Uh, just need to take a defense roll.
I mean, I don't want to keep prompting Merle
More
for.
melodies.
There's always a melody in the back pocket, isn't there?
Yes, I mean, I'm happy to use them if you want them.
Yeah,
A
Also, just don't.
reinforcing melody as you advance toward, because Merle pushed you towards advancing.
Yeah, like it could be a melody that is, reaffirming you in your
sure.
mission to bring the light. Goodness me.
Yeah, one of those hymns to your god that Merle knows. So you get an extra d6 for that. So that could give you the 3 dice before spending spark.
You want it?
Yes, please. Do you have a limited amount or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if I give you this, I still have 2.
That's like having 2 extra spark in the group.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of, you can give me spark for this, I think, later.
I can.
Yes, yeah,
So we can just be like,
yeah,
you give
absolutely.
It's just like kids in school in the line. I can let you in, and then you can let me in front again.
Sure. Sounds good. All right.
So 3 dice then. 2 of your own and 1 of Merle's melody.
All right. And no thorns or
1 thorn, sorry, yes,
One
with the mind
thorn.
control.
Okay.
Because you can feel a pressure in your head as Valetha seeks to
Well, or 4 if you were spending spark, no?
sorry, I thought you were not. I thought you were holding the spark in favor.
Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
5.
Because you
So,
had not, I think you'd already marked it as used.
oh well, don't put it back if you started marking it. So
Yeah, I did.
you avoid the brunt of the trouble, so you are not subject to any kind of assault by her. The GM lightens the impact. I think I'll lighten the impact by taking suspense, because that's my tool. But clearly, Valetha is here, and you get a picture of a shadowed face with glowing eyes. Valeria, you are unobtrusively drifting down along the wall. I called it a columned hall, so I think you've got plenty of columns to scoot from. What's your objective?
Well, see, I think when Valeria sees the attack directed at Sir Windermere, I mean, she thinks this is an opportunity now because that's all directed to Sir Windermere. So I think she's gonna jump towards Valetha from the flank with the Eldritch weapon.
Right.
And kind of I think a lot of these attacks that it's always kind of you know, aimed at the head and the eyes, right? I mean, it's like the sensory area, right, is what it's really targeting.
Fine,
It's
fine.
kind of
So are you going, do you want to turn this into a spell-like effect or and push it, or do you just want to just use the your kaleidoscopic uh power as a weapon?
yeah, and I get one push, correct?
You do.
Get the
Yeah.
one push on it.
You can mark any one of your stats as a push. So,
Hmm.
you know, you can sap yourself in other ways, but you get one specifically to use here.
And yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go on and use it here.
Okay, so do you want to describe what you want this spell to do?
Well, I think, she probably picks up that there's a kind of mind control thing going on.
Yeah.
I think what I want the spell to do is to be, so kind of confusing that it gets part of this reverberates back to Valetha, right? What the kind of energy she was
Hmm.
discharging for this with kind of these kaleidoscopic rays are going to be such that there'll be sufficient confusion that part of that's going to be aimed directly
Fine.
back at
And
Valetha.
the way I would mechanize that would be that that would remove the mind control thorn. Yeah. So
Hmm.
so let's have you go ahead. And again, we agreed this was a presence thing. So
Right,
roll with presence to cast the spell. Erase that push that you have available to you.
right.
And let's see how that goes.
All right. So this is three.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So that will have an effect. I am going to take Valetha and put a line through that mind control thorn. So that's done away with that. That's the positive effect. But also roll 4 dice to see whether this begins to break her will of oblivion.
Right.
Looking for low numbers. 1, 2, 3 will erase from her dice pool. Look at
Ooh.
that. So that 4 dice pool becomes a 1 dice pool. Um, you could push yourself again to erase that. It would mean that you'd have to mark one of your stats, though.
Yeah, this seems worth it because that would fully complete this level, right? I
It
mean,
would. The Will
yeah.
of
So
Oblivion gone.
yeah,
We're on to the Cloak of Laceration. Who
yeah.
doesn't want to get to the Cloak of Laceration?
And I mark one of my for this I mark one of my
I think it's going to be wit
mhm.
or brawn because I think it's the toll it takes on your body or mind.
Yeah, I think what narratively makes the most sense would be wit, right? Because this was like affecting the mind control, so
Yeah.
like my own kind of mind is kind of getting engaged with it. So I will mark the wit.
And that allows me to get rid of that and cross out the whole Will of Oblivion at a stroke. So Windermere, you that pressure on your head, you feel it kind of dissipate. Um, but Merle, as Sir Windermere is kind of shaking his head clear, you will see that from this dark shape, which now has some of these kaleidoscopic lights flashing around it, um, the, the the darkness begins to flow out into the temple at large. The darkness begins to spread as a dark, dense mist, which begins to just flow out and obscure the altar.
Mm.
Yeah,
The mist clouds.
the mist clouds, indeed so.
Ah, great.
What do you do, Merle?
Mm, I don't know. I'm wondering how does that affect us? I mean, when I'm reading it, right? we have mist clouds, and then you have her actual active moves.
Yeah.
And given that my stuff is all about like emotional influence of some kind, I feel like I probably have to know how that affects us before.
Well, I mean, I think the risk is I could attack you with a loss of orientation.
Hmm.
So that would delay your progress towards her. Um, and everything you do in those mist clouds, everything you do that requires you to know where she is, where you are, what's going on, I will be applying a thorn to.
Hmm. 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 Mm, let me think. I need to, yeah. Um, I'm sorry. Um, I wonder if, oh no, this seems too much like a cheat.
You can always ask.
Well, I was just thinking of spending more story of like knowing how to sort of like, protect yourself from that or dispel more of that mist or whatever. But I don't know
I
how
think
that
I
would
think I
work.
think that's pushing story
That
a
would
bit far.
work. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, in which case, I think, do you think emotional influence would also encompass a certain kind of clarity of mind or
Oh yeah,
steadfastness
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you pick an emotion, any emotion will do.
okay, because then I think I would try and, sing a song to make us all hold on to our yeah, like I said, be steadfast in our pursuit of the goal.
Fine.
Um,
Because that's good. Because I was about to spend a suspense in order to, in those mist clouds, conjure some smoky blades and set about you, Merle, with endless flaying.
fun.
So some as this mist spreads and it becomes more difficult to see more than a hand in front of you, a hand's length in front of you, um, you also become aware, all three of you, that within this kind of dispersed mist, you can begin to see distinct planes of denser smoke and mist, and those are the smoky blades. And Merle,
Hmm.
you can interrupt this attack using a bard song.
Hmm.
So let's have you
Yes,
roll
this
to
shoot of
interrupt.
yes, I was wondering how that works with the
Yeah?
impact move because I never knew what is exactly an impact move. So there we go. So I'm gonna sing that for the impact move then.
Fine. Fine.
Interruption.
So let's have you roll with your presence, isn't it?
Uh-huh. And what kind of song is that then?
Well, you tell me.
Yeah, well, so what is the impact itself? Is it
Oh,
that
sorry. Right.
we
So,
would
so
be
I think this is about one of warning, so that Windermere maybe could intervene, put his shield in the way, or yeah.
right? Yeah, so because then I think the thing with the clarity makes sense. Sort of like a what was it? I think it shall be a ooh, what is the word? Um, a focused chant of clarity.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
Which can also work as, I don't know, call and response in case the mist is indeed too
Okay, on that is a success. You successfully interrupt that attack, and so you've successfully defended. But I will take as the mixed success a suspense, just so I got plenty in my back pocket. So Windermere, Merle, is chanting this, and you suddenly become focused on these blades that were sweeping towards her, and effortlessly you can, without a roll, you can just put your shield in the way and they batter away. Um, what do you want to do in terms of activeness, Sir Windermere?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I think I'm gonna try to use radiance to dispel this
Ooh,
kind of this cloak
radiance.
of darkness.
Okay,
Yeah.
so radiance is the touchstone. That's the word that
Right.
you can, anything that involves radiance can be done with this spell. And you've got a four dice pool, and it's as if you were rolling with a stat that was four. Yeah. So you roll the four dice. Um, 1s, 2s, and 3s erode the pool. So in a perfect world, you want a high number and no low numbers in that 4 dice. What do you want? What does success look like?
Oh yeah, I think I lift up the shield and it brightens, and all the sconces within the cathedral, the temple, light up with
Yes.
a divine light.
Yes. Okay. So let's see what that costs you, if anything.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Any thorns for this or no?
Yeah, one thorn for the smoky blades.
Okay. Oh, horrible.
Oh, right. So that succeeds on the 4, but your pool drops from 4 to 1 dice.
Okay. Can I, because I have my
Oh
gifts,
yes. Thank you.
Go
and
on. Go
I
on.
rolled 2 4s for the gift.
Okay.
So I could spend those 2, right? And that would take 2 of the low dice and make them 4s,
It would.
right?
So Windermere would simply drop from a 4 dice pool to a 3 dice pool.
Yeah, I think that seems worthwhile to do.
And I'm imagining that some of those sconces and braziers and other sources of light, and maybe even the light that was coming down from the cupola, takes on a strangely kaleidoscopic look
Yes.
as Brexter, for whatever reason, seeks to aid the aims of Aridane. So that's a 3 dice pool remains to you. You successfully kind of have an effect on this. So let's have you roll for the damage that does to the Cloak of Laceration, shall we?
Sure.
Which is a 6 dice pool. Roll 6 dice. You're looking for low numbers to erode Valetha's Cloak of Laceration.
And I will use Old Sworn for this too.
So that's 1, 2, 3. So that would take the 6 down to a 3 dice.
I think it's
it's
4.
4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is 4. It is 4. I beg your pardon. So I mean, what does that look like? As these lights, these sconces come on, what do we see on screen that shows that you have done a lot to carve a way through the Cloak of Laceration?
Yeah, and I think it just the lights come in from all these different directions, and the light is there's actually a sharpness to them, and it's tattering this cloak and fraying it into smaller threads. I do want to use 2 smite to bring that to 0 to
Okay.
get rid of that. Yeah.
Okay. Hit that smite. Now we did talk about that aspect of Oathsworn, which is affirmation. Each session you can give a spark to one player who joined you in a scene involving your tenets. So I think that could apply either to Valeria or Merle. Who do you think you want to invest a spark in? Because at the moment Merle has 1 and Valeria has none.
Um, but Merle has that power that specifically uses spark. Is that correct?
No,
It's not specific.
no,
No,
it uses her
Oh,
melodies.
it uses my
okay.
melodies in which I can assist somebody else. So that basically would function
A donation of
as a
spark.
spark to you, but I can't use it myself. But I can also use it to clear a mark, and I think that one I can do either
But
for someone else or myself. Yeah,
yes.
but it's a little bit. It's not. It doesn't function quite the same way, I guess.
Okay, so I'm wondering, uh, I mean, do either of you have an idea of preference? Um,
I mean, that's a difficult question to ask them. If I was if I was Valeria, I'd want a spark in my back pocket just in case.
okay, I mean, I guess yeah, if that's okay with you, Sina.
I will live. Or not. Who knows? But yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So you have carved your way through the cloak of laceration. Remarkable. There we go. And so, as you said, these blasts of light disperse much of the clouds of mist, um, which condense. They condense into a thick fluid because we are in the crushing coils now. They condense into black tar-like material, um, and that tar tendrils begin to emerge from it as the layer of tar all around the floor. Now tendrils begin to emerge from them, and these are capable of constriction, but they are also poisonous.
Hmm.
So let me come back around to Valeria at this point, because Merle's been interrupting and Windemer's been smiting. Valeria. Oh, hang on a second. Let's take a pause for a moment. Cut to the town walls. We're going to do two things at the town walls because I was going to do it at every point that this happened. So let me ask then. Let me start with Merle because Annika is a fan of yours, Merle. How many of Annika's watch do you want to sacrifice in an attempt to hold the walls?
Ooh, I mean, so is this the thing where we roll and then however many are
Yeah.
lower
In
are
effect, I'm asking
gone?
you,
Is
I'm
that
going to ask each of you to allocate dice from Annika's watch, Graxon's mercenaries, and the raiders to create a dice
cool?
pool to address the zombie hordes.
Okay. Um, um, I can't. I wanted to wonder I'm sorry. I wanted to ask because I had a follow-up. Does that apply to this then?
That could apply to this.
And does that mean I would just like roll an extra one?
An extra dice goes into the pool.
Okay. Um, yeah, cool. I think, well, I feel like Annika, it makes sense narratively also that Annika would be all in and the watch because I mean this is their job if anybody's.
This is my town.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, they're all in.
You're going to put 5 dice from Annika in the pool. Fair enough.
And
Uh,
and my
uh,
question is, would I then just add the
yeah,
follow-up extra one?
that would make it a 6 dice. So we got 6 dice in the pool. So Windermere, do you want us to put any of Graxon's mercenaries into the pot, or are they hanging back?
Yeah, he's telling them to protect himself. He doesn't care about the city.
Come
Uh,
on,
Valeria, what about the raiders?
the law and order guy.
Yeah. I don't think they would necessarily be all in, but at the same time, I think some of them would say, well, this might be if we join in and we're successful, that would be a feather in our caps, in terms of our ultimate objective here, right? We would be, people would notice, right, that we were. So maybe half of them would, two of them.
Okay. So you're going to invest 2. So that is 8 dice. Now, most of that came from Merle's commitment of the entire watch. So, Merle, do you want to roll 8 dice?
Hmm.
High to have an effect. Low dice will mean that those don't come back.
Yeah, and what does it mean with the other ones, the Annika and Isoria in the individual
I'm
ones?
assuming that they are going to be the line of last resort,
Right, okay.
an heroic stand.
Um, cool. Okay.
8 dice. Okay, gosh, what a lot. So, 6. Perfect outcome, no downside. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are eroded. So
Wait,
I'm going
what?
to. The low dice
Yes, but
means that
I'm only
some.
counting three low dice. There's a
Oh, there's
one, a
three. Sorry,
one,
no,
and a
you're right.
three.
You're right. You're right. I think one of the fours was cocked, and I read it as three because I want erosion.
And if you
So,
want to be specific, I use different colors. So then that would mean none of the raiders are erased.
oh, but three from the that well done. I hadn't thought about that variation on a theme. So that means that of the
Wait,
five,
no, I need to check again.
because
Oh,
we
yes, I'm
can't see
correct.
it once. Yeah.
No, no, you can. You can click on the little dice in the row, in the timeline of the row. If when you click on them, then you see the results. I've just found that out
Oh, I
yesterday.
see. Okay.
Yeah. So there's it's Annika's watch. Makes sense.
Annika
They're on
loses.
point there, so
They're down to two, and the Raiders uh, are still on four. I'm going to do that
three.
again. The Raiders started on four, and they've lost none.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean the Annika's watch would be on three, because I added the extra die.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I keep forgetting about the exercise. Um, so, um, so that went well. It must be said. It must be said that went well. Roll four dice, and again, I'm going to go to Merle for this because most of the sacrifice came from Annika. Roll four dice to see how much of the zombie horde that buys you. How many? Two. So
Oh my God.
the zombie horde is at two. Okay. So that I meant to do that when you finished the Will of Oblivion. I now want to move on to you've overcome the cloak of laceration. This time I'm gonna start with Graxton's mercenaries. So Windermere, the watch has taken a bit of a beating. Um, do you have any thoughts about Graxton's mercs at this point?
Yeah, I think one of the mercs or like a couple will disobey his orders and help protect the city despite his orders. I think so. I'm gonna throw in one die.
One die from Graxon. What about the Raiders, Valeria? Do you think that this is getting worrying, or are they still okay?
I think they would still be okay. I was even wondering if some of them would have a little bit more kind of spark in them now, given that none of them were, cut down previously. But I think they would probably still go with two, right? I mean, I think
Okay,
at least for right now, I think they would be kind of half in on this. Yeah.
okay. And then what about Annika's watch, Merle?
Well, um, would they now? I feel like would they have more? How do you say that?
Currently, there are three dice in the pool.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm just trying to think if like maybe maybe one of them is now tending to somebody who's wounded or whatever. Just thinking about that. And so maybe it's two.
Two. So that is a five dice pool. I'm going to let Valeria roll these. Five dice. You're looking for a high dice for impact and as few low dice as you can manage. If you can do one, two, two, if you can do them different colors, that'd be great.
Okay, so yeah, so
One
it's
green, two white, two orange,
okay.
or yellow, whatever color that is.
Yeah. And I want to roll high.
You want one high number
Uh-huh.
and no low numbers.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Well,
okay,
No.
at
okay,
least one high
okay.
number.
Okay, well, that time the Raiders took a pasting, so they lost both of their twos. Um, Graxon's mercenaries lost one. And who's left?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. The
Oh,
Raiders.
The
Uh,
watch.
the Watch
The
lost one.
watch
oh
lost
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's eroding, but that does get you to roll two dice to see the zombie horde, the initial zombie horde off.
Okay.
Low numbers, two dice.
Goodness.
Oh, 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 dearie me. Okay, so things are looking slightly dicier on the walls than they were. Um,
Yeah.
um, and now, of course, I'm going to erode that zombie horde. Um, No, how do I, yeah. So I'll take the 6 zombie horde and I will add it. I will replace the 2 zombie horde with it. So the zombies are thickening. Yeah, more of them are coming out of the graveyard. And position on the wall is not as strong as it was. Um, Zombies clambering up piles of bodies of other zombies. Um, Back to the Church of Korlita, the Temple of Korlita, where it is 2 minutes to the hour, and I'm going to suggest we take our second commercial break.
Okay.
Back at 5 past the hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
See you then. So we come back from where we saw the city wall under a significant assault by these zombies. Um, I've made a note to myself that I mustn't forget that they are unrelenting, which adds a thorn to rolls. Um, and we are seeing the Watch and the mercenaries and the raiders all taking casualties as they are hauled off the top of the wall and disappear into a boiling mass of the dead. Um, but on the upside, you have dispersed the cloak of laceration, but this layer of tar now, the mist has condensed into a layer of sticky tar on the ground, and I think that Valetha has begun to realize that focusing an attack on one of you at a time is allowing you to focus your attention on her. So I'm going to spend 3 suspense to attack each of you individually with uh, constricting, thrashing tendrils. So let me start this time with Valeria. Now, Valeria, you can interact with solid objects, so presumably solid objects can interact with you. So, how do we see you trying to avoid these sticky, thrashing tendrils that want to crush your legs? Or you appear in this slightly cubist form, don't you, when you're in your otherworldly state?
Yeah, well, and I think the way that I would try to avoid it would be to kind of amplify things a little bit. Maybe with like some type of cantrip, right? Where I start, I create a cantrip that creates more kind of uh cubistic lighted up forms separate from me, but that would be confused potentially with me, so that these tendrils, when they're going out, would hopefully often be kind of grasping at forms that
Yeah, I
are
like
just,
that. I'm
mirages. Yeah.
I'm sure there's an AD&D illusionist spell that does this, so I don't see why you shouldn't be able to do it. So you're going to be defending. I think this is defending with wit.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are sticky. They are thrashing. They are 1 thorn. So you're going to get a thorn for that, but unfortunately, you're also going to get a thorn for your wit.
Uh-huh.
So, but then you'll be able to erase that mark. So you're rolling with 2 thorns and wit.
And yeah, the two wit. Maybe this would be a time. I have that spark that was given to
Yeah,
me.
you do.
So let me go on. I will go on and use that.
Okay.
So it'll
So
be
that will give you
three.
3 dice and two
Mhm.
thorns.
Yeah. It seems to be.
Taking a long time to think about that, isn't it?
I wonder if I should hit clear and try it again. It
Yeah.
keeps on like, huh,
How strange.
I don't know why it's. All right, let's try this again.
I mean,
Last time for me it worked.
oh, there you go.
Okay, there it
Oh.
goes.
Okay, so the best outcome of that is a mixed success, but unfortunately, there's an 8 on the thorn,
Yeah,
which cuts
yeah.
that success into a grim, into a failure. So you fail. The GM makes an impact move. I am going to, that limpy leg of yours.
Hmm.
Um, it gets hurt more, so I'm going to mark you as bloodied.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can erase the limp because
Yeah.
it's now bloodied. Um, what about Merle?
Hmm. Good question. What does Merle do is, yeah, I don't think any of their talents really come into this here. Um, Possibly just, no, no. I think they are literally just trying to sort of
Dodge
jump
them.
onto the pews and not, get out of the reach. I don't know exactly. I mean, obviously these things are
Yeah, yeah. No,
windy,
that's
but yeah,
fine. That's fine. Which sounds like agility to me.
which is not so fortunate for me.
So I think that's one dice
Hmm.
and one thorn, unless you've got anything that can throw another dice into the pot.
I mean, I have one spark, but do I want to spend it on this? Um, I guess I could also push.
Yeah, you
I mean,
could.
agility it's agility, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's push it. It's not as if I
Okay.
otherwise have to ever use
So
it.
two dice, one thorn.
This is not good. Let's see. It is doing the thing again.
I'm wondering whether I should clear the history.
I'm not sure if that's. Hmm.
I think
Come
I
on
can
now.
pick up my dice. Trade tools. Can I do that? I thought I could. Current room, yeah, it's kind of loading perpetually.
Are you what? No, now it's. I mean, I can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. Isn't that strange?
Well, maybe just refresh the window because I earlier when I rolled, you could see my result, and mine was still stuck
Okay.
in shaking dice mode.
Oh, and I thought I'd found a decent replacement for our
It's all right,
roll
I
with me.
think, but
Well, anyway, just tell me what it is.
I would if I could, but apparently now it just reacted to my trying to refresh the thing, so now I need to wait again.
It
Can it,
was a 4 and a 1 on the sixes and a 1 on the 8 side.
okay, so mixed success. I will take back some suspense because I'm running a bit low, and that works. So you successfully avoid it. I will mark agility rather than bloody agility.
What does that mean?
You put a tick under agility. Oh, you've pushed
Well,
it.
no, I had done that already.
Okay, then put a mark under brawn.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so Windermere, what do we see you doing to try to avoid these tendrils getting at you?
I will. Uh, hmm. I will. I will use magic. I think there's I think maybe there's like a font, like a baptismal font
Okay.
in the temple with like holy water in it, and I'm just
Okay.
gonna knock it down to spill it onto the tar
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, just to
Yeah.
make the tendrils
Um,
go back.
that sounds like brawn to me. Or you
Okay.
do it, or you. I can't see how radiance is going to do that.
Okay. Let's see. What if I make it presence instead of brawn, like the presence of the god? Uh,
Um, I'm still struggling to see your god's focus is radiance. So if you can't tie this to
okay.
radiance, you're back to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the water shines with a divine light that, as it pours, makes the tar recede.
Okay,
Um,
okay. I don't think this is about pouring the water. I think it's about making the water glow.
Okay.
and become a source of light that the tar retreats from. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
So let's have you roll with that 3 radiance pool, looking for a high number and no low numbers. It's becoming
It's
very.
it's just shaking, but it's not rolling.
Might just be that their server is a bit overloaded or something.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wondered, because this has got quite a lot of old rolls in it, I think. Is there anything I can do to this? Um, oh, I tell you
I'm
what.
gonna I'll refresh it.
Yeah, try that. Failing that, I think I have to come out and go back in. It's destroying our tension and and dare and dare I say our suspense.
Yes.
Oh, this is getting silly, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I'm going to close it and reopen it, right?
Okay.
And let's see, because I've just had a look, and there are one, two, three, four, five. There are 3 versions of Windermere in the player list, which is odd. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna close it down and go back in. I don't stay out of it until I try to clean it up, because I don't quite know why it's doing that.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think it's not this because when I'm in my like account bit or whatever, everything takes long to load
Oh,
at the moment.
right,
I think it's their server.
right, okay.
It's Sunday. Too many
It's
people using it.
so yeah, yeah. Gosh, isn't that remarkable? Okay, well, I've come out, but if it's still working for you, what do we do? There's always roll for your party. Um,
Mm, 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 mm.
pick up my dice, photo mode, browse themes. How do I was sure there was oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I've come back to where I was before. Um, hmm.
Now we can see your
Ah,
roll.
there we go. Five,
5.
one, two. So that pool is going to drop by 2 unless you had some trick to stop it doing that. I can't remember. Oh no, it was Valeria's interference that kept it last time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
success, but that pool has now dropped to a 1 dice pool, um, and that means that the impact of these things isn't a bloodied. It's mark, brawn, or agility. Take your pick. Oh,
Uh
agility is already marked. So what about
yeah.
brawn?
Can I make that a bloodied
Bloodied
or
will add,
agility?
add will add a thorn to everything.
I have
Um,
I have Oath Sworn that helps me.
oh,
It
go on.
actually adds a dice. It actually makes me add a dice.
Oh no,
Um,
no, sorry. Your success there means that it's not going to be bloodied.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, so I'll take Brawn.
yeah. Right. So where does that leave us with Valeria? Yeah, that was her preempting you. So let's come around to Valeria. Valeria, how do you want to have a go at the crushing coils? You didn't have a lot of luck at avoiding her attack. How do you come back at her?
Um,
You could set those illusions to start actually attacking, pulling those tendrils out the ground.
right. Um, I mean, did the tendrils grab anybody else? I mean, did
Yes.
they?
Yeah.
They
Well, I,
did.
I think in both the others had a mixed success versus your failure. So
Right.
they got away with a mark rather than a bloodied.
I mean, I was wondering about doing something that might set up the others for greater success
Go
because
on.
Like, well, I mean, you said that clearly Valetha's trying to take on all three of us. But, I'd be interested in counteracting that to see, maybe just by continuing to multiply these forms, like just to kind of occupy more of the attention. It's like how
Oh,
much attention can
well, I
Valetha
mean,
have?
you could reserve this action
Uh-huh.
and assist the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you don't have to actively attack her. You could seek to I don't know,
Windemer's.
strengthen Windermere's thews by a bit of
Yep.
distraction. So
Uh-huh.
Merle, I'm going to go to Windermere because I don't think that you're well placed to actively attack.
No, I feel like
Because
the only thing I could do is do the, like assist somebody with like a impact, I don't know,
yeah, yeah, I
increasing their
get that.
impact or their resolve.
So Windermere, it looks like you are the point of the spear here. She has tried to attack you all. What the others are saying to me is, you do something and they will do stuff to assist. So how are you going to attack the crushing coils?
Uh, sword, sword out,
Yeah,
slashing.
start
Yeah.
hacking your way through these thrashing tendrils. Okay, so
Is your sword also glowing?
I, why not? Why
Sure.
not?
Yes. Yes.
Use radiance as a cantrip. You have a glowing sword. So I think this is brawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that there is a thorn for the number of these tendrils. But Valeria and Merle, how are you going to assist Sir Windermere in his effort to reach the altar?
Yeah, so I can again sing a melody that will whatever steal his resolve, as I said.
Assist
Um,
without risk. That seems like
yeah,
a winner to me. So that's brawn plus
I
one
mean,
dice.
unless, of course, I'm sorry, just a brief moment. I should maybe give you the option, Sir Windermere, because I can also use a melody to clear a mark instead,
Oh,
if you would prefer that.
yeah, because you could be rolling with two thorns, one for your mark and one for the number of these tendrils. Windermere, what do you want? An extra
Uh,
d6
and
or one less thorn?
and if the thorns roll 7 and 8, what
The
happens?
effective the
It'll
effectiveness goes down by one level,
okay.
which is what caught Valeria out last time.
All right. So the choices are either get rid of a clear mark or gain a die.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what I can spend my
your
melody on,
melody
and then
on.
I'll have one left after that.
Uh, uh,
I need to call a decision because the clock is ticking.
yeah. Gain a die.
Gain a die,
Okay.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're going to roll three dice plus Valeria. How are you going to help? You talked about distracting the thorns.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I do want to do is with kind of the cantrip power to kind of do my best to add additional apparent forms kind of that would occupy the
These
attention of yeah
fine.
and then makes Sir Windemere's attempt more successful.
So two brawn gets two bonuses, so you have four dice. But one thorn for the mark on brawn and one for this sticky tar-like mass. So four dice, two thorns. Oh, that came up quickly.
Hmm?
A six, and the thorn does not knock it back. So that is success without any downside. Would you like to roll to erode the crushing coils? Six dice looking for low numbers.
Sure. And I'm gonna use smite afterwards. So 6 die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
So
One,
that
two,
goes
three.
down to three, I think.
Hmm.
Everyone's looking for the smite move in the audience now. You know, the Reddit debate will, should he have used smite now or should he have kept it till later? Should he have gone for one less thorn or should he go for a dice?
um, let's man, should I just use it all to get rid of this? Yeah,
Well, you
I'm
you
gonna
you
use
you have the gravestone heart to go.
yeah,
Hmm.
shoot.
Can really
All right.
tell how much it makes a difference that we have one player less.
Yes, yeah, that is true. I may erode the gravestone heart a little, given time and numbers of players. Smite it or not, Sir Windermere?
Yes, smite it all.
All three.
Ooh.
The crushing coils. What does that look like on screen when you smite it with your now glowing sword?
Yeah, I'm just slashing tendrils back and forth, and then there's like they kind of coalesce into one big tendril that's like a whip, and I just like leap up and slash it
Fine,
lengthwise.
fine. And we are left with the gravestone heart with a thorn on Sea of Horrors, because she is now beginning to just cast pictures of horrors into your heads. That's where the thorn's going to come from. And her attempt is to break your will and force you to retreat, or attack you directly with those glowing eyes, because now there is a figure standing on the altar. Glowing eyes, dark. It's like looking into a deep hole in the shape of a figure, but with these glowing eyes. But let's cut back to the wall, because we have 6 dice of zombie horde assaulting. Let me start this time with Sir Windermere. Oh no, maybe Valeria. How many? 2 raiders left. How many commit to this intensifying zombie horde?
I think I think at this point the Raiders, I mean, they kind of realize people have been dropping, the horde is getting bigger, but I think maybe they're getting to the desperate phase, and I think they would both go in at this point.
2 dice of raiders. What about Graxon's mercs, Windermere?
I think 2 dice, and then 1 dice is he's holding back.
Okay. And only 2 dice of Annika's watch. And it wrapped up in there are some of the townspeople as well, Merle. So how many of Annika's watch are at risk?
Probably both. Yeah, both.
That is
Also
6. That is 6 dice. I'm going to go to the mercs this time to roll the dice. So Windermere, that's you. You're rolling 6 dice. 2, 2, and 2. Green is the Raiders, white is Graxon, and yellow-orange are the Watch. Okay, so that is success, and that is 1 off each, as far as I can see there. So there's very little of the townsfolk and Antia's Watch left. Graxon's mercenaries are now the biggest faction in town, but you can roll 6 dice to see how many of the zombie horde that takes out. Oh, I forgot to put that thorn in. Never mind, my fault.
Oh,
1,
3.
2, 3. Okay, so that's 3. And I think you've got rid of crushing coils, so that 3 becomes the final 8 dice zombie horde. Dun dun dun. We cut back to the temple. Merle, let me start with you this time.
Yes.
She is going to attack with an effort to demoralize you by taking from your mind every song you know about monsters and creating them.
Okay.
How will you defend against that?
Well, is this an impact?
I think this is an impact.
Well, there we go. Well, an impact move. Well, then I'm obviously gonna, sing against that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is ridiculous.
So, so this is you turn her attack into an attack of your own.
Yeah.
seeing this happen. Yeah. And it cost me I had to waste a suspense, goodness me. So
Hmm.
let's have you unleash a bard song. Are you trying to demoralize her?
Mm, I'm not sure because I feel like I am, well, I guess that would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's maybe do that. Yeah, because I keep thinking about like, oh, I should be supporting everyone else.
Well, this
Um,
time
but
you have the spotlight, and a
yeah, no,
bard
we're gonna
loves a
try and
spotlight.
exactly we're gonna try and attack her instead. So I think what this is gonna be is a a vicious. I think it's still a chant. It's a vicious chant of mm,
I mean,
fear.
well, fear or despair. Yeah,
Yeah, fear or despair.
you want to
Well,
crack her will before she breaks yours.
yeah, and I think what it is, it's like it sounds maybe slightly silly, but I think it's like almost a like an improvised version of like all sorts of songs about monsters and their ends, um, and sort of just in a sort of like quick fire way, like to hold on to the memory, but also to turn it into more of an attack rather than just like
Fine.
a song
And
to frighten children with.
untick a bard song and roll. What is it? Presence.
Hmm.
Do you want to apply any spark to
I think so.
that? Go for it.
Hang on. Um, like when, if not now. So I've used the spark.
So that's success, mixed success.
Whatever, roll a six. No. Well, anyway, yeah.
So that is success. Let's have you roll 8 dice and see how despairing you have made Valetha. And then I'll apply the failure bit of the mixed success to you. It would be ironic now if these all turned up sixes, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh God, it's doing its thing again.
Just where we were afraid. I think what I need you to do, I'll give you a choice. You can either mark wit or presence. Ooh,
Oh,
for
hang on.
that.
Now it's come through. Of course, I rolled several sixes on this one. Oh,
But you
anyway,
also
it's one,
rolled
two, three,
four.
four. Not bad.
Right. So Valetha, and cracks appear. It's almost like light is beginning to appear through that shadowed, deep, dark outline. Um,
Can you just say again which or presence I get to
your
mark?
choice.
I have to. Okay, well, it's which then?
Break your will is either one of those.
Mhm.
Valeria, are you going to stick with assist, or do you want to intervene here and try to get her
Yeah.
close to the edge?
Well, yeah, I think with those glowing eyes, and I think Valeria wants to attack, right? And kind of, with those glowing eyes, my kaleidoscopic weaponry, I think is uh going to be more effective. So I will try the eldritch weapon.
Fine. That sounds like presence or wit as an attack.
Yeah, I think I imagine it mostly is kind of a presence thing. It's
Okay.
it's with that kind of confusing, um, yeah, dreamy effect
Yeah,
that's going
I'll
on.
go for that.
And so that's three.
3 dice.
Now you can also get a tangle, is that right? To get another.
You could introduce a tangle, which would mean adding a thorn to this. You're going to be adding a thorn anyway because of her
Yeah,
horrors.
I can
so
also
yeah, I
offer
already
you
have
my
one.
last melody.
Oh, there's a melody.
Okay.
I mean,
I mean that then they're gone, but again,
Yeah.
when if not now, maybe. Yeah.
so that would create a 4 dice pool
Four.
with
Okay.
one
One thorn.
thorn
Okay.
for her sea of horrors.
Okay.
You want it?
Yeah, I would take that. Hmm.
Grand. Well,
Four
I think
dice, one thorn.
now it's gotten into a medley to
Yeah,
uh,
he's picking up the
reflect your
background.
kaleidoscope.
Thorn has no effect. That's a 6. So no downside to this. Let's have you roll the 4 dice of the gravestone heart and see how you can erode it. Do these kaleidoscopes actually begin to alter the nature of the light coming from the eyes?
And this one I want to roll low.
Low.
Okay, so 46, right?
Yep. Oh,
Two.
2. So gravestone heart drops down to 2. So Windermere, um, those bright white lights that shine with darkness, they now have a kaleidoscopic look due to Valeria. Merle has begun to crack Valetha's will in the way that she's trying to break yours. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack her. Yeah. Well, oh wait, I
Killing
could use
strike.
authority. I could use authority, right? Would that work on a goddess
Well,
or
I don't know. Let's look at the move. Authority. Your presence fills the air with authority. The GM judges an NPC's response to you, um, which at the moment is defiance. You can push yourself to pull off a potent feat of righteous command, order a demon to kneel, or silence a riot with a word. I mean, what do you want to
yeah,
do? Be gone, foul creature of the night.
pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna use a story to make that fear
Fair enough.
to set the reaction.
Okay.
Uh,
So yeah, she is getting very nervous now.
and can I push myself to make her flee, or would that be too easy?
You can a potent feat of righteous command,
All right.
and you've got the push tick next to it. You can untick that, and that will allow you to exhibit a potent feat of righteous command. What is your potent feat of righteous command?
Be gone, I guess. Is that too powerful? I don't want to
No, no, be
push it.
gone. I think that's legitimate. She is all. Merle has shattered her will. Valeria has also begun to break her. She's realizing that soon she's going to be cast back into the void, and so at this point, discretion is the better part of valor. She retreats. The darkness that, despite your various attempts, has kind of pervaded this place disappears. Um, but we need to know what happened on the wall. In the time it took you to do that, let us go back to the wall. Um, Annika and Izoria are now in the fight.
Oh,
So, Merle, Annika is your fan, and there is only 1 dice worth of watch and townsfolk left.
hmm
How much of Annika and the watch will you throw into this?
Um, ugh. I don't know. Maybe is it 4 of Annika and 1 of the watch?
Okay.
Can I spend a story point here?
To do what?
To have what is her name again? The other mayoral
I
candidate,
Ira Del Rain.
Ira Del Rey. Thank you. I can only ever remember the E. And then yeah, to have her also like be present
Rally
in
the
sort of
remaining
rallying
towns.
a few
Yes. I will
townsfolk.
give you a +1
Um,
bonus for that story point.
okay. Um, that wait, give me a second. Here's my question, because spending story, for me, it says I get 1d extra on any story rolls pertaining to what I know or story details I add.
That's why I'm giving you that plus
So
one
that's
dice
the
on.
extra
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay. You just got to try and bargain, right? So,
So
yeah.
four of Annika, one of the watch, the remaining watch, fall in behind Annika as they attempt to halt this final assault. And Ira Delrain is there rallying the townsfolk.
Mhm.
Valeria, what about the raiders and Izoria?
Um,
Is Izoria going to throw herself into the fight?
yeah, I think so. Um, I mean, I think to some extent everybody's kind of realizing that like the undead is the main, enemy now.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I think the Raiders are gonna throw themselves in definitely.
Okay. What about
Um,
Izoria herself?
Change the cat's water.
Oops.
um,
Sorry.
I okay, and Azoria has I think four for Azoria.
Okay. Okay. And then what about Graxton's mercenaries, Sir Windermere? Currently, we have 11 dice in the pool.
I think Ira Delrain's words moved the mercenaries and they abandoned Leaf Gregson.
Oh,
And
yes.
Yes.
yeah, they're all joining. They're all going to join two dice.
Okay. So this is going to be um, Izoria and the Raiders, 5 green dice. So
I've
I
already
oh, have you
been
started?
clicking along. Yeah.
So are you all done? Are we all
Yeah, so I have
sorted?
6 orange for Annika plus Ira plus Watch, 5 green for the Raiders and Izoria, and 2 for the mercenaries. Is that
Well,
correct?
since you have gone to that trouble, we should let you click the roll button.
Sorry, I just
We
thought
appreciate your service.
this is the little what is it?
Oh, wow, look at
Clicking
that.
tabs.
Okay, so that's a pair of sixes. That's a perfect. That's 1, 2, 3. So that's the watch go down by 1. And Annika, so the watch is wiped out.
And Annika goes down by 1.
Just the one? Or it's more than that?
Oh no, wait. 2.
2.
Yes.
So Annika drops down to 4.
And
Okay.
then we have in green we had 1, 2, 3, 4 losses on the
Ooh,
greens.
that's Izoria and the Raiders. So
Yeah.
the Raiders are taken out, and then she drops to a mere 2 as well.
And 1 loss for the mercs.
So one of the mercs has survived. And that allows you to roll 8 dice against. Now, because this is our climactic roll, I'm going to suggest that Valeria rolls 2, Windermere rolls 2, and Merle rolls 4.
Oh goodness.
Does
No,
did the two sixes?
in fact, and all of them are cumulative, of course. Yeah. So no, you can roll 3 dice each because I just feel like doing that.
All
Okay,
right.
let's start with Valeria. 3
Okay.
dice. We're looking for low numbers to assault the zombie horde with. That is 2. And no sixes, so I don't need to worry about that. So that knocks the zombie horde down to 6. Windermere, 3 dice. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
The zombie horde goes down to 3. Merle, 3 dice.
2.
2. There is 1 dice of the zombie horde that remains. Who do we see who's on the wall take out that last dice worth of zombie horde? Who's going to be the townspeople's hero?
My vote is the innkeep who lost his
The
daughter.
innkeeper. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Is anyone going to disagree? Because Anna Juxon is certainly going to
No,
be there.
I love the idea that he's using like some like really
Big
big
tankards.
tankards, like just
I think that's lovely. Anna Juxon becomes the hero of the wall, um, saving Annika, perhaps, who's about to be assaulted by the remaining zombies. And that is Valetha driven back, the Disciples of the Dark driven back into the shadows, and the town saved from a zombie horde. And I still forgot to put that thorn for the zombie horde in, but never mind. Never mind. Um, Epilogues, I guess. I want to do this in a two kind of stage way. First of all, I want you to look at the bonds with the other characters. I want to see whether your relationship, your thinking about them has changed. Yeah. So I'm going to start with Merle. Has your and then I'll roll around each of you twice. So let's start with Merle's thinking about Windemer. Has that changed?
I wonder if affection may have turned more into camaraderie, um,
Yeah.
because we've certainly been also like, helping each other out a lot now. So it's maybe a bit more than just like regarding somebody
Yeah. Yeah.
with.
So camaraderie. Is it still complex or is it now simpler?
No, I feel like it's probably still complex because I'm probably still like, a lot of stuff annoys me about. But I can also I can overlook those things because, yeah.
Okay. Windermere, what about your view of Valeria? You are
Oh,
muted.
I started with deep respect, and I think that's I I think that's changing to growing respect even deeper.
Oh, fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Valeria, what is your sense of Merle?
Yeah, so it was growing curiosity previously. Um, I think that it has changed. Um, and yeah, I think definitely. I mean, I want to say, yeah, more camaraderie. I think, especially given some of the assistance that was directly provided this last, during the big fight. Um, yeah, so go with kind of growing camaraderie
Yeah,
seems.
that
Yeah.
works. That works. Let me go back round to the bard and ask you about Valeria. Yours was growing curiosity, I think.
Yes, it
You
was
had.
also growing curiosity. And I don't know huh, if it's, yeah, I feel like these words don't quite
Sadly, the only
work.
ones we've got.
Yeah. So, but actually maybe, yeah, I would probably just say, oh, why did this change to doubts now? No, I'm not in the right thing. Goodness me. I was in your tab, Valeria. Sorry, I don't know why. Um, I think maybe a deep curiosity,
Yeah.
thus camaraderie, of just
What?
because of what I saw
Hmm.
Valeria do. I mean, not that there's not camaraderie, but more like, ooh, I want to learn more about this stuff that she can do,
That.
like because
Yeah.
she hasn't really been showing that before, and I am a
No.
very curious person, so.
You are. You are. You are. You are. Um, and then if we go to Sir Windermere, what about your view of Merle?
I think it's changed to from complex camaraderie to deep camaraderie. I think Merle's proven himself in this battle,
Yeah,
without a doubt.
that makes sense to me. And finally, then, Valeria, what about Windermere? You had low-key doubts.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they
don't,
don't have to have changed, of course.
yeah. I don't think I have, I don't think I would describe it as doubts anymore. Maybe, yeah, instead of doubts, maybe that would go to curiosity, a kind of low-key curiosity. I mean, I don't have doubts because I think I'm kind of persuaded that there's this kind of consistency in Windermere, and so right there's that yeah the fact that right Windermere clearly has like key motivations and values, so that there's not doubt anymore. But I think maybe yeah, curiosity
Yeah,
suits.
yeah. How does he make his shield glow like that? What's going on there? You were the one who deals with light and kaleidoscopes. What's going on here? Um, so, um,
Rivalry?
Now, if we were playing longer term than that, then each one that changed would have earned the person that you were talking about a spark. So it's a way of prompting people to change what you think of them. Um, but I want to just do a brief kind of aftermath. What do we see of the town afterwards, or the people in it? Yeah. So, first of all, where did I start last time? I started with Merle. This time I'll start with Sir Windermere. Sir Windermere, tell me something about the town or someone in it in the aftermath.
I think Leif Graxon is disgraced for how he conducted himself at the battle at the gates, ordering his mercenaries to protect only himself.
Yeah.
So I
So
think, yeah, he's a disgrace.
Graxon is disgraced. Okay. Tell me something, Valeria, about the town or somebody in it in the aftermath.
Um, I think I was going to say something about Taron, the garbage collector. Um, um,
Brilliant.
I think Taron, the garbage collector. Um, I think he's like actually taking up residence in the room that the disciples had been in previously. Um, and I think has had more conversations with Valeria and Taryn is actually, I mean, Valeria's kind of saying, okay, the other parts of town have a leader, but Taryn maybe Taryn's going to step up a little bit for this particular, at least this neighborhood, right? As
Yeah, particularly as
somebody,
he was saying that, electropolitics don't work anymore.
yeah, 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 and yeah, so yeah,
Grassroots stuff instead.
yes.
Okay, no, I like that. Um, I can see him making his way to meet with whoever is going to be in charge. Merle, someone or something about the town in the aftermath?
I think we see Ira Del Rain together with like maybe Arne sort of leading the cleanup and rebuilding efforts in the town. And maybe, after a little, how do you say, maybe a few weeks have passed and the worst has been, um, I don't know, rebuilt or cleared out, etc. There's like they hold like a little they have like a public I don't want to know, call it like festivities, but more like a memorial that also includes, some how do you say, or jovial parts or whatever that sort
Hmm,
of honors
yeah,
the people
celebrating the maybe the people who lost their
who've
lives in the
yeah,
defense.
memorizing them, but not, not like a sad bit,
No,
but more
no.
like sort of, yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna assume Merle is probably gonna be singing some, having composed some new hymn for that occasion. Yeah.
That's great. And then what about the three of you? Maybe a little bit further on. Where do we see each of you? I'll start this time with Valeria.
Yeah. Think about Valeria in relationship to her patron, and I think her patron is very interested in Valetha and right, Valetha's power. Um, and so yeah, I think. And Valeria still had that piece of parchment that Taryn gave. So, I mean, I think what you see Valeria doing is, kind of um, being a little bit wary of the powers that this is involving, but is kind of out of the curiosity that she has and Brexta's kind of desire for kind of added knowledge and the truth. She's like starting to kind of uh, kind of spend some time in some pretty intense study of these types of matters.
Into that which should not be known.
Yes.
What about Merle? What do we see of Merle?
I think Merle, despite themselves or something like that, has started to feel a bit, feel differently about Gaelenvale. Like they were used to being, like well liked and welcomed as the entertainment, right? And the sort of, having fans, etc. But the way that they were involved in this now, probably like made people's response, change people's responses more in terms of feeling welcomed in a different way. And because they were always, that's their sort of what big thing is really, finding somewhere you belong. And they are probably sort of cautiously taking up residence there, but they're still sort of, going out to visit other places and play gigs, etc. Or
Yeah, yeah.
maybe, but maybe also, I don't know, follow Valeria on some of those
Well,
quests. I don't know.
once Valeria has a lead, she'll be in
Yeah,
touch. Um,
but they're trying it on for size.
yeah, I like that. And finally, what about Sir Windermere?
Oh man. Uh trying to I was surprised by Merle's epilogue. Um I think I think it makes sense then that Sir Windermere, yeah. So Valeria's going out, Merle is staying in. Is that what happened? Um
No, Merle's still going around, just like, oh, I think I make this my home
Yeah,
base where
but
I feel
it's
like
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
okay.
where before it was just home is where I
Right.
lay my head on a pillow,
So that may be a little of each. I'm sorry, you're going to say Robbie?
Well, I was wondering whether Sir Windermere might have political aspirations in the city of.
No. That'd be cool, but no. Um, he'll support Ira.
Yes.
But yeah, so then I think for for maybe a week or however long, Windermere will help Gaelenvale set up, get back to some sense of normalcy. But then I'm itching for the road again. And I think And I think I get approached by Isoria, who has lost all her raiders. And she asks to come along now. She wants to be part of the group.
Ooh, Azoria turns over a new leaf. Okay. And I think for me, before Windermere leaves, um, and before Valeria leaves to go and find the library in the city that will have some of this stuff in, perhaps, um, I think that they rededicate the temple to Aridane,
Oh.
in thanks for what you did. And Merle, I think there's a sense in which um, Annika wants to be more than a fan. Whether that's reciprocated or I don't know, but it's very apparent that she has become very fond of Merle, and Valeria. I think when we see you in that library, um, you come across a book, um, which is in the wrong cover, but it appears to be a book about the disciples of darkness, and in there we see some of those sigils from the piece of paper that you found. And that I think is where we roll credits. And I've overrun a very swift roses and thorns. If you've got time, if you have to go, please do. Um, Robbie, any roses, any thorns?
I really enjoyed the session. I enjoyed the series. There's a lot to the game. It's clearly with the system, it's kind of set up for, I think, um, y- you know, definitely, would support long-term play. I mean, right, that there's a lot in there with the bonds and yeah, and it's yeah, I think a really nice system that in some ways is easy to at least initially understand how the dice pools of the D6s work, but there's a lot of extra stuff that's kind of built into there with thorns and tangles and right those other things. Yeah, and I think this trio of characters was a lot of fun, and I just enjoyed how everybody was kind of leaning into both the characters as well as like with the big battle the abilities. So we got more songs from Merle, which are always kind of wonderful to see those being kind of woven into the play. And like Sir Windermere, I think appropriately at the end, like kind of taking the lead. But then I think it's also really nice that Sir Windermere at the end, it wasn't so much a slash of the blade, but it was the command, right, that ultimately uh sent Valetha away, right? And that was kind of a nice dramatic moment.
Yeah. Let's go next to our paladin. Rod, any roses? Sorry, Robbie, any thorns?
Um, I don't. I mean, I would like to play this some more because I think that there's some like nooks and crannies to the system that would be worth exploring. But I think that that part of it is that we had 4 sessions and right as I say that there's a lot to the game that's kind of a lot of little layers to it. Yeah.
Fair point. Um, Rod, any roses, any thorns?
Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. I love Robbie the using the robe as the sword as to get a vision. Using the kaleidoscopic weapons. And the eyes of Aletha. That was so cool. And flanking in your otherworldly form, um, in the attack, and the oh cool, Cena the yeah that Merle was torn between helping the citizenry or our group. Was a nice character moment. Um, and then all the support moves, the songs, using your story points. It was just like a lot of, it just added a very nice layer to the story. Having our characters work together. Um, yeah, both your epilogues I loved. Um, Alun, the dead zombies at the beginning, and then the zombies at the end. Was a very nice bookend. Just tying everything up, the story, um, uh, arose to the game itself. Yeah, it is very interesting. It's not something. This is the first time I've played it, and I think there's a lot there that I didn't really explore. And then finally, Valletta, the showdown with Valletta was very cool. So
Any
thanks.
thorns?
Same as Robbie. A longer game would be great to see really what all the mechanics are.
Yeah. Zena, any roses, any thorns?
Yeah, I had good fun with this. I really enjoyed it. I loved the image of how I guess Valeria's assist changed the light to this kaleidoscopic light instead. That was great. And also, what was it? Like duplicating these weird cubistic forms all around. I thought that was a wonderful little, I don't know, not little actually, a wonderful element. Yeah. Um, I really enjoyed the way, yeah, the characters collaborated. And I also thought, yeah, it is a fun mix of characters. And given that this is like, your sort of typical fantasy setting, I'm now reflected that, oh yeah, and we had no regular warrior, no wizard, and no rogue. What happened there? But it was so interesting. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I really enjoyed it. What else? Oh yes, I love the detail that it was Arne at the end with the last zombie. Um, yeah, I think I'm just repeating stuff now, but um, I guess my only thorn is the same. It's like, yeah, it would have been really cool to play more because to see just how these things affect campaign play, like these bonds, etc. And I guess it's a little bit of a shame that we didn't have Furdo in our final
Yeah.
session
Yeah.
because that could have been really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen our high-stepping monk, leaping from uh, pew top to pew top.
Yeah.
Uh, but there you go. I mean, for me, I think the stars were the way that you use the narrative freedom in the mechanics to solve problems in different ways. It it wasn't mage, fireball, rogue, sneak, fighter, hit with sword. It was, and as I think you said, Robbie, using command at the end to get rid of her, rather than, oh well, I need, here we go again, 38th strike with a sword. So yeah, all of that was great, and the character's lovely, and it would be nice to play some more. I have to say, I am thinking that it might be, if I have time, to put a longer session set of this in place. But for now, that is our game. Thank you very much. I will stop the recording.